In this episode, Perry and Juliet share a kiss. Are they going to get back together? Who knows? My guess would probably be most likely. I don't think might be right away. They're probably going to get them together, probably drag it out a bit, hurt Nadir in the process, and then probably, I think it's just typical soap method or methodology. I do think that obviously Perry and Juliet, they're probably a better match as they get along. Like the conversation flows, you can just see the chemistry there. With Nadira, slightly a bit awkward. She came half clean when she burnt Perry's arm in the previous episode. I mean, it wasn't really a good admitting on her side. I think Juliet pushed her and got out of there. She just half admitted, but she said she doesn't know whether she meant to do it or not, i.e. to burn Perry's hand. I was for sure in the previous episode that it looked confusing to me. But at the end of the day, I did think also she probably didn't mean to do it. But then I had my doubts as well. But now she's saying she doesn't really know. It could be her, i.e. it could be her subconscious. Again, it's a very it's like a very grey area situation that Hollyoaks have created. Whether was it her subconscious that did that then? If it was, then clearly she's still got a problem with Perry, and then that is a dangerous situation to be. And actually, one of Perry's mum actually even said, "What happens if that was a kid?" And that's actually very true. Do you know what I mean? So, regardless if it was a subconscious, I don't think she should have got off that lightly. I mean, Leela did go around kind of threatening her and obviously to beat her up, basically. Even if she slapped her, then I don't think that would have been a big deal because she did burn her daughter's hand at the end of the day. So I think Leela, Perry's mum, she did do the right thing. I know some viewers might disagree, but at the end of the day, if that was your daughter and someone from outside perspective, you burnt Perry's arm, the ex of your current girlfriend. It is shady. It's just dodgy. So anyone would think that was deliberate. And for her to now come and say she doesn't know whether she's meant to do it or not, then what's everyone supposed to think? They'll be like, well, she's not fully admitting it because of course she did it. But then as viewers, we probably think that maybe there's half and half. But this is what I don't understand. Like when Hollyoaks bring a character out, I wish if they're either an awkward character or a villain or a goodie. So a goodie means obviously like a good character, doesn't really harm anyone else. But one thing that doesn't mix is when someone's a villain plus awkward. You can't mix the two. You're either awkward or you're a villain. Being awkward and being good, that can be mixed together. Like, and it's viewers can be comfortable, but it's very uncomfortable as a viewer to watch when a character is a villain plus they're awkward as well to be around. But again, I'm not saying she's a villain. Obviously they're kind of still developing a character a bit, so we don't know as far as this point, but I'm just hoping Hollyoaks don't combine the two. So she's a good actress, I'll give her that. For us viewers to kind of get hyped up a bit over this situation, this scenario where Perry got hurt. And I mean, the chemistry between Perry and Juliet's probably a little bit better than Juliet and Nadira. And I think obviously Leela's pushing them two together. Juliet's mom is actually kind of laid back, so she's kind of like, let's see where this the current relationship goes. And I think she just told Perry to back off in a very polite way, as Juliet's currently happy. But again, Juliet, those guys kiss, like Perry and Juliet, and looks like they might get back together. Anyway, moving on. Maxine, as you can see in the picture, she looks kind of furious because of the poster that was up. That wasn't really a good way to send out the message to spikers and everyone else for basically women to be aware all the time. Certainly true. But maybe the way she was coming across to Tony could have been a bit more kind to Tony at the end of the day, because it's not like everyone is born with the knowledge how to act and everything. And Hollyoaks are doing a tremendous job by bringing this storyline, and basically no one would not know the full way and like knowledge, sorry, how to knowledge and the how to go about the situation, because it's not nothing new. It's been happening for years, and but it's just there needs to be more education and more tactfulness, more awareness, and they're doing all that, but it just doesn't help. My point is that it doesn't help when obviously when Tony and everyone they're helping Maxine, and they should do. We should all come as a community. But obviously Maxine, the way she's kind of going around, not being really, in my opinion, not really appreciative of their efforts. I mean, they had some good ideas like having a bodyguard to search everyone. I think that was practical, but I think that was thrown out of the water for some reason. But again, first problem is to tackle the guys. I completely 100% agree. My only point is just if someone's helping you, and you think they're wrong, then politely point out where they went wrong and what can be done. What's the solution? If you're not happy with the poster, yes, take it down and suggest suggest a different method. But yeah, it's just going about who you're working with. I do, and the way she was just ringing the bell, like I just think it was disrespectful to Tony, to be honest. And it's his pub, he's just ringing it constantly, and it's demeaning. So I get she's frustrated, she's angry. I completely understand all that, but in the same process, you're disrespecting Tony, and Tony is a very laid back, chill. Well, you know what I mean. He's Tony. He's harmless. He's a very nice guy. If that was someone else, the way she was ringing the bell to, like for example, not Warren, because obviously she went out with Warren, so Warren's will have a soft spot for her. But if it was some other person, then I don't think they would take that or receive that very kindly. But that Eric guy, Tony's younger brother, he's a right creep. I know that was random, but it's just because he was there in that scene there, and he plays that character perfectly well as well. In my opinion, he's a great actor, but he plays it really so well. It's just even as a guy, it gives me the creeps a bit. So yeah, I think they're doing a tremendous job in this storyline, to be honest. And oh yeah, one funny point. When everyone was watching the fireworks, so Darren and Nancy and everyone else, and when Darren was, I think, hugging Nancy from the back, and they're all watching the fireworks, and then Nancy looks up and there's a big firework, and she goes, "Oh, that's a big one." And then Darren goes, made a joke, something like, "Oh, yeah, I know," something like, something along those lines. I can't remember, to be honest, the exact line. I just found that hilarious. Darren is one of those characters where he's just an asset. He's got comedic vibe. He can play serious roles. Even when I was a kid, I used to laugh at his jokes. The way he used to do it as well and deliver it, absolutely funny. That's a wrap, and I'll see you in the next episode review. Peace.